Hi guys, it's Chris at Cork and Crown, back at my cider table with some more cider to try. And I've got two. It's a head-to-head. Two ciders from the same producer, Temple Cider, because I received a number of samples, very kindly received quite a lot of samples actually from Joe and Paul at Temple Cider. I've got a lot to try, so I thought try and get through them a bit. I'd do a double header. And they're a double header because they've both got similar labels. Look, there's a dog. That's Milo's magic. That's Millie's magic. So Milo and Millie are rescue dogs owned by Joe and Paul at Temple Cider, and they've put their names and their faces on the bottle, which is very nice indeed. So they're from the same sort of range, I kind of want to say. Milo's magic is a dry cider, and Millie's magic is a medium dry cider. So I'm going to start with Milo. Let's go from dry to sweet. That's the sensible way to do it. Otherwise, the dry is going to seem really dry after the sweet, or medium sweet, whatever it is. Forget. What does it say on this bottle? Traditional craft cider made with 100% freshly pressed juice of West Country apples, made on our Dorset farm under the watchful gaze of Milo. Milo. What does it say on the other side? It says alcohol 6.5%, 500 mils may contain sulfites, but I don't think they add sulfites. I think that's going to be naturally occurring sulfites, because sulfites occur in the fermentation process. So you're never going to have anything which is totally sulfite free. So bear with me. I'm just trying to get this. I've got an iPad here, which I'm just trying to fire up. Other tablets are available, apparently. We are going to look at. So I just want to see if there's any more information on the website. There is on the bottle actually. So this is a bronze medal in 2023. IWSC tasting, 100% juice, not from concentrate ciders, which is what this is. No concentrate, wild yeast, 100% juice, blah, blah, blah. What does it say? A dry, lightly sparkling craft cider made from a blend of bittersweet and bitter sharp cider apples, Yarlington Mill, bittersweet, Kingston Black, bitter sharp, and a variety of unidentified apples from a timeless unspread orchard, are all to be found in Milo's magic. Cool. How cool is that? So it's got Kingston Black, and it's got Yarlington Mill in it, and then some other unidentified apples, which have just popped in there anyway, which is cool, isn't it? Yes, it is. Very cool. So let's open it. I think it said lightly sparkling, so I don't know. So it's dry, so I guess, yeah, it's dry. They don't need to do anything to it. If you don't want to have any sweetness to it, just dose it with some, it won't be pet nat. I assume they let it ferment to dry, then bottled it with a bit of, with no sugar, because, you bottled it with a bit of sugar. Come on, Chris, get your bread and gear. And that's produced a bit of a sparkle, I assume. There was no vintage on any of these. Yep, did you hear the hiss? And there's some bubbles. No, but it did hiss, so I think there's some bubbles in there. Let's pour it out. So, I don't know if you noticed, but straight away, if you look at the colour of that, can you see it's quite hazy? This one is much brighter, yeah, which is interesting. Colour-wise, so there's that haziness we're talking about, and like amber, that's a really nice amber that is. It's not gold at all. It's got a beautiful amber colour. I do like an amber cider. There's something about that rich colour that really gets me excited. Let's smell it. Interesting. Quite subtle. I get almost a savoury note on the nose. It's making me think of something to do with Chinese food. Like chow mein or something like that. Don't get me wrong. I love chow mein. I mean, umami, baby. You know, MSG. Yes, please. We love MSG. It's got like a baked, almost like a baked apple character. I've got like a savoury note over the top. Yeah, it's quite a deep, dark nose, this. Not massively in your face, but it's good. It's really interesting. But it's like a cooked, baked character to it. This isn't pasteurised, so it's not coming as a result of a pasteurisation process. It's just the nature of this particular beverage. Let's taste it. Really gentle bubbles. I appreciate that. Too fizzy. No, subtly fizzy. Yeah, much better. It's just a prickle. It's great though, and it's better than it would be without it. I like still ciders, but I do like a little bit of a effervescence in my ciders. I really do. It's personal taste. But having said that, I've had some amazing still ciders as well. Tannin, check. But this has got Kingston Black and Millie, both of which will give you tannin. That's why they call bitter. Bitter refers to the tannin. In terms of oh man, sorry, I keep smelling it and getting other synapses firing. Yeah, there's certainly a cooked element to this. That's what it feels like, almost like apple pie filling or something like that. Dry, with loads of fruit, so not brutal. The tannins are quite forthright. For somebody who's not used to a traditional cider, that would be surprising to them. But no more than you get in like a sort of a tannic red wine, which most people would drink without thinking about because they're used to it in wines, and not so much in ciders, because industrial ciders just don't have that characteristic. I think this is a food-friendly cider. It's quite rich. The tannins, I think, need fat. And I'm so boring, but I'm a cheesemonger and have been for 30 years. So I'm going to go cheese, and hard cheese, something which is dense, high in fat, to offset that tannic character. Yeah, but you know, fat. Just pick a fatty food that you like, you know, and then try that with it. That's what I would suggest. Interesting. Okay, yeah, apple, cooked apple, baked apple. Yeah, totally. I've just realised I'm going to have to. I've only got one glass here. I'm going to have to neck this to try the next one. And what was the strength of that? 6.5. Oh dear. Okay, so next one up. Much brighter in colour. It looks filtered. I mean, they don't filter. But then this is medium dry. So I wonder if they've cold racked it. To get all the yeast and stuff out. So then when they're back sweetened with the apple juice, which is how they sweeten this, the fermentation doesn't continue. That I can't think of another way they would have done it other than cold racking. It's not going to be keeved. They do keeve ciders. This isn't keeved. Cold racked, then dosed with some apple juice, Dabiner apple juice as well, I believe it is, which is fantastic. So using a traditional apple juice to back sweeten their ciders. Not many people use apple juice to back sweeten. Turner's in Kent, it's one of the ones I can think of. This is obviously these guys. I can't think of anyone else off the top of my head, but they'll be out there. We handpick the apples from an unsprayed, non-commercial orchard. The apple varieties include Dabiner, Yarlington Mill, and Stoke Red, plus others we are still pondering over. Cool. The finished cider is blended with our pressed Dabiner and apple juice to create a full juice, medium dry cider. 100% freshly pressed juice of West Country apples. 6% this one. Well, it would be as well because they've diluted it with apple juice, which is non-alcoholic. So that would have brought down the ABV somewhat. But I'm interested to see what this is like, what they consider to be medium dry. Based on the fact they're like a dry cider, I think the medium dry is going to be pretty dry. It's going to be a hint of sweetness. But let's find out. Pour it out. Again, lovely amber. But bright amber this time. Look at that. Oh God, I love that. This is gorgeous. It looks even better from where I'm looking at it than it does on the screen, to be honest. Let's smell it. Now the nose on that is super delicate, comparatively speaking. It's almost like a green, grassy, leafy smell. But I do get a hint of sort of like Chinese food again, like chow mein kind of thing. Just look like noodles and stuff. Yeah, but it's not as bold as the first one. I don't get that sort of cooked fruit, apple pie filling kind of thing. Certainly not. And I don't get any of that sweated apple character again either. Delicate nose, but I'm looking forward to trying it. So I'm going to try it. Okay. Lovely bubbles again. Bolder tannins. Give me 1 second. Just going to look on this tablet I've got here. So what does it say about this one? Made from traditional bittersweet and bitter sharp cider apples, Dabinet, which is also the back sweetening juice they've used, Yarrington Mill, Stoke Red, which is a bitter sharp, and a variety of unidentified apples, which they mentioned. Then back sweetened with their own pressed Dabinet juice. Yeah, okay. It is really subtle. I mean, there is some sugar in there, but it is just in there. Just in there. And this feels more tannic than the Milo's Magic. So I'm glad there's a bit of sugar there, just to offset that leathery, bitter character you get from tannin. Which is totally valid. People hear the word bitter and think it's negative. It's not negative. It's a flavour that you perceive, you know, that makes up the other 4 or 5 things that you get in your tongue. Like sweet, salt, acid, umami, which is like the MSG savoury thing. And what's the one I've missed? I always forget one. It's sweet, sour, umami, and bitter. Yeah. I mean, beer in Britain is called bitter. It's not derogatory. It's just a flavour descriptor. This has the bitterness from the tannins, and it's more obvious than it was in the Milo's. Was it Milo's Magic? And I think it needs the sugar to offset that, because it almost feels bone dry because of that. Yeah, this is bigger, beefier. You do get the sugar. I think it needs it. I think it needs it. Because those hard tannins, the leathery tannins, the bitter tannins on the back, need offsetting with something, and the sugar does it. The little bit of sweetness does it. These are both really good ciders. Very traditional though. Very trad. If you like bold, traditional West Country ciders, this is exactly the sort of thing you want to be trying. I think they're great. I love what these people are doing. The bubbles again in this are delicate but brilliant. Really good. Just fine bubble across the tongue. It's a little bit more sparkling than the first one. But having said that, it's still not overwhelming by any means. It's really good. Yeah, really good. And again, because of the tannin, food friendly. Food friendly. Have something fatty with it. I'm not going to say cheese. Make up your own minds. So there you go, guys. Milo's Magic, dry cider. Millie's Magic, medium dry cider. Really cool. From Joe and Paul at Temple Cider. We like them very much. I'm glad to be stocking their stuff. I think what they're doing is fascinating, interesting, exciting. They're doing so many cool things. They're probably the people who actually are passionate about doing things well. They don't outsource anything. It's all of their work. They're picking the apples, they're pressing the apples, doing everything themselves. Good on them. Let's support them by buying their great ciders and perries. So there you go, guys. Thank you for joining me at my cider table. I hope you join me again. But until that time.